beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about how to go from B1 to C1 fast and effective. A little background, my name is Tima, I'm a polyglot and I speak 3 out of my 4 languages at a C level. So a C is basically an advanced language user. It is someone who can understand everything in like a normal everyday situation, but also can argue and speak about more advanced topics, and we will get into that in this video. So starting up, I want to emphasize what is B1, what is C1, what is B2, and what is the differences between these three. So these are all based on the common guidelines from European framework, and in which the A levels are beginners, B levels are intermediate, and C levels are advanced users of a language. The highest you can get in a language is C2, and the lowest is A1. So you have A1 and 2, B1 and 2, C1 and 2. And what is the difference from B1 to C1? So basically, how does one improve from being an intermediate speaker of a language to advanced user of a language? The first obvious thing that is a difference between a B1 user and a C1 user is, and I've said this before a lot, of grammar, structures, and also vocabulary. So obviously, someone who is an advanced user has a way richer vocabulary than someone who is an intermediate user, right? But this changes from every level is the same. Like a B2 has more vocabulary and grammar structures than a B1 and so on. But the difference is when you are in a C1, so what can a C1 do, right? For example, in Germany, if you have a C1 in German, you can go study masters in a German public university, right? You can also, if you are a doctor, you can practice medicine. So basically, a C1 user is someone who can handle really high pressure academic environments and can perform in them and succeed in them, right? As a B1 speaker is someone who can basically almost always live their life comfortably in like an everyday situation, but not really talk with people on deeper topics and go like bring arguments and actually lead a conversation. They're more so someone who participates in a conversation and can handle their life on a daily basis. So for example, I'm a B1 level student in French, right? Which means like I can talk about everyday things, I can talk about my interests, but I cannot have like a deep conversation with someone over like 30 minutes or an hour in French, right? So now that you know the difference and what your actual goal is, because just saying I'm a C1 or I'm a B1, B2, people get really confused because they can't really visualize, especially if it's their first or second language, they can't really visualize the differences between a B level user and a C level user. So it's important to know what they all mean. But now that you know what it means, how do you go from a B1 to a C1? I have 4 tips for you and strategies that you can apply. So number 1 is to check out C-level resources. So that means scientific podcasts and scientific texts. It's not just scientific, but also like political and also like society, everything. But choose the ones that have an actual peer-reviewed backings behind them. You know what I mean? So if you're going for journalism, don't go for any yellow magazine. Just go for actual investigative journalism. If you're listening to podcasts, don't just listen to something for fun. The C-level users are in contact with the language in a C-level topics, right? So that is like the latest advancements in technology, in science, astrophysics. For example, the podcast that I listen to a lot for my German, Spektrum der Wissenschaft, and in there are a lot of episodes about quantum physics, quantum mechanics, the dark energy, dark matter, and like mass gravitation. These are like topics that come up frequently and you see them again and again because scientists are making advancements in those areas, right? I also see a lot of stuff about ways to combat global warming because that's also another relevant everyday topic, like a topic that comes up frequently in scientific circles, right? So the first important thing is to be engaged and be in contact with these resources, and this kind of also works for number 2, first time learning a language at a C level. And if you're not someone who really cared about scientific and educational content before, it might be a bit harder to get into the B1 or B2. You can watch like TV series, whatever, and I do recommend them until that level. But a C level user is not watching YouTube or I don't know, TV to improve their language. That should be like the base for you at that level. So for example, political debates, that's a good one. The next thing that comes into that is arguments. It kind of weaves into the previous tip that I gave, but the idea is when it's your first or second time being a C level user, you maybe don't have that much experience with how to bring an argument, how to actually bring a good argument. So these are debate level kind of arguments, right? You need to first present your argument, then give an actual reasoning behind it, and then give examples, and then give consequences, and then sometimes examples of that consequences, and or reasoning for the consequences that you just said. This I would never say in normal day conversation. Then again, a part of it is when you're talking to people who are not the same level, use less complex wording, right? And also less complex argumentative skills. And that's what I also do. Like when I speak to someone who is not a C-level user of, for example, English, I wouldn't be using a very complex sentence, because here I want you to understand. I don't want to engage in a debate, which is why also it's so hard to get to a C-level language skill rather than going from 0 to B1. I think 0 to B1 easy, right? Because like for example, for me, French took 2 months to go from 0 to B1, right? But how much does it take for me to go from B1 to C1 and then finish C1? Because C1, it's in itself like a huge level, right? Because this is where when you finish with C1, you have a C1 certificate. Now you're completely an advanced user, right? Which is why this whole stage takes a lot of time. But point being that going from B1 to C1, you can't expect it to be as fast as going from nothing to B1. Which is why a lot of people speak like 10 languages and 8 of them are in an A2 or B1 level, because it's easier to do that than going for B1 to C1, right? So just keep that in mind. It's not your problem. It just takes a lot of time because you need to also be engaging in content and debates. So both consumption and production of content that are presented in an academic way, in an actual argumentative manner, right? So these are all important things, but this is the difference, and this is how you can get there. I think the last thing that I can help you with is to have your goals defined, because like I said, C levels are complex and they are composed of very many elements. That's why I suggest, for example, checking yourself every month, and so if you're impatient, every 2 weeks, and so to actually see what you're doing correct and what you're doing wrong. And then it's important to say, just C1 takes 1 year for a lot of people. Just actually getting a C1 level and then getting a degree in C1 takes a year, sometimes 2 years for a lot of people, right? So you can't really expect to speed that up a lot, especially if you don't have the time that it needs to be dedicated to itself. Overall, I think it's really important to not be discouraged. I think it's a beautiful goal to want to be a C-level user. Some people can actually be a C-level user in like 10 languages or more, but it is though very, very rare, right? And there's a reason why it's so rare. And the reason is that being a C-level user of a language requires not just language competence, but also personal cognitive competence apart from that, like skills to debate and argument and stuff like that. But on the flip side, if you do have those skills and you bring like 3-4 languages to a C1 level, the next will be way easier because you already know what you're looking for. So for me, already getting into what I need to prepare for my journey after I'm done with German to bring my French from B1 to C1, it's already a lot clearer than, for example, getting my German from B1 to C1. So it's just that experience goes into it, time goes into it, and skills go into it. And that's it. That's my advice for you if you want to improve and take your languages from B1 to C1. If you have other suggestions, write them down in the comments. And if you have questions, ask me. I would love to answer it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.